Since you started 5 months ago, you've added an extra £400,000 in additional job revenue.
Maxed out to the point where I'm going to need some sort of assistance with your system. It's quality, not quantity. It's almost like a strategy now rather than just hitting hope.
So, Taylor, can you describe how you first found out about us?
So I seen your ad on Facebook, I think it was. I was just scrolling through Facebook. I was actually looking for a lead generation company. I must have been in the algorithm or whatever, and I seen your ad along with another few ads, and yours kind of stood out. It was different, and that kind of if you are doing something different with your ads, it kind of led me to think, well, maybe they'll do something different with mine. So
Sure.
that's how I first got onto you.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Was there anything particular, when you had that initial call with us that made you want to get started?
So I think it was just how open you were with everything. So you just explained everything to me. There was no beating around the bush or anything, mate. Like if I, I think I had quite a few questions. I've dealt with quite a lot of the people in the past, and I had 100 questions, and you were just so open and honest about everything. It just
Mm,
kind of put me at ease. Do you know what I mean?
for sure. Yeah, completely understand. And how quickly did the campaign take to go live once you said you wanted to get started and we booked in your onboarding call and you met me for the first time?
Yeah, I think from initial conversation to going live, I think it was it 2 weeks,
Yeah.
2.5 weeks, something like
Yeah, that sounds
that.
about
So
right.
it was pretty, yeah, so it was pretty quick, mate. Pretty quick turnaround. And then yeah, directly after that, we were getting leads in a few days after that.
And with the leads that have come in, I know you've been with us 5 months now, but especially in that first month, how do you describe the quality and consistency of these leads compared to other methods you tried before? So I know you started your own campaigns, right? And you've also got
Yeah,
leads off of Bark and Check Trade and stuff like that.
yeah. So I think the difference in quality I was not expecting. So I was always at the very start. I was always at you to get the lowest cost per lead
Mm,
because I just had it drilled in my head. The lower cost per lead, more customers, da da da. But the way you set the funnels up so that people can book on straight away. So the only people that are booking onto my calendar, they're doing it themselves. So they're like very high intent.
hmm
So the leads that I'm getting in, you know, 80-90% of them are booking on themselves. So I know that they're high intent. Whereas before I was just getting low quality leads for a cheap price and I was having to phone up 10, 15 people to get a lead on. So it's
Yeah,
totally changed my mindset on how to
100%.
actually attain leads. With your system, it's quality, not quantity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I hear that all the time as roofers, they want, hundreds of leads a month, thousands of leads a month. But at the end of the day, if you're only going to win two jobs of it, then you're just wasting your time. It's
exactly. That's it. Aye. So working with you has kind of changed my perspective on it. Totally.
sure, no, and I completely understand that. And I completely agree with you. It's quality over quantity always. Then also quantity too, right?
That's it, man. That's it.
And in terms of the impact which this has had on your business, how have these results changed the way you're operating now, and how you're really planning for the future?
Yeah, so I think we were just discussing this on our call. So I was just saying to you that I'm pretty much maxed out to the point where I'm going to need some sort of assistance for other parts of the job. So in terms of like calling up my leads, doing my quotes, my invoice and stuff like that, I'm going to need help with all that because I've literally not got enough time in the day anymore to see
Mm,
everybody and to call all my leads, do my follow ups, everything like that. So it's put me in such a good position, mate. I wouldn't look back now, to be honest.
no. Well, in terms of your outlook now on digital marketing, how has it changed over the last 5 months, of whether digital marketing can actually work for the roofing industry?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that it would work. I never thought that we would be able to do it so consistently and
Mm,
so quickly as well, mate. Like I always knew that digital marketing was needed in my business, but it was always kind of hit or a miss. Like one of my ads would work for maybe a month and then it would die, and then for 2, 3 months I would be dead on it, and then it would pick up again. And whereas with yourselves, it's consistent. I pretty much know if I put in X amount, I'm pretty much going to get X amount back. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So
completely.
it's actually like it's almost like a strategy now rather than just hitting hope. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, I completely understand what you mean. And really, consistency of leads, as sure you agree, is the bedrock to be able to scale. If you don't have those leads coming through every month, you know you're going to be able to convert, then how can you build everything else?
Aye, that's it, mate. That's it. I think, definitely it's just the knowing that if I put this in, I'm going to get these leads from your ads rather than just, right, my ads are up and I hope that this works.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. No, I completely understand what you're saying. And since you started 5 months ago, you've added an extra £400,000 in additional job revenue. I mean, why are you expecting that?
I wasn't expecting that much so quick, mate. Nah, I wasn't. Do you know, it was just I think the first month, I kind of realised, right, we've got something here. It was getting consistent and stuff like that. And that just kind of gave me the confidence to put a wee bit more in.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, I've been with people in the past and it was kind of a guessing game. So I think when I seen that in the first month, kind of gave me the confidence. And then we've went from Facebook to add Google in as well,
Hmm.
which, like we were just speaking about, because proven to me on the Facebook side of things, I had the confidence to then get to Google, and I know that you'll be able to handle it all. So, no, I didn't expect it to go as quickly and as well as, but it did. No,
And what would you say to, a roofer in your shoes, maybe 5, 6 months ago, who right now doesn't have a reliable lead source to be able to grow their business from, and they've tried everything, they've tried other marketing agencies, they've tried buying leads off Bark, Check a Trade, and just don't really know where to turn. What would be your advice to them, moving forward?
so I know how it feels. I was in that position 6 months ago, and the number one thing is trusting the marketer. There's that many different people out there that they'll take your money and you see absolutely nothing back, and you just think, oh, I've just wasted 2 or 3 grand there.
Mm,
So it's a big leap of faith to take. But with yourselves, there's I would give you, if I could rate you, I'd give you 5 stars out of five, mate.
thank you,
There's
Dave.
once you take that commitment on with yourselves, you do everything for me, right enough. You do everything for me, handle everything, and it's consistently every single month I see leads in the door. So I would definitely recommend you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to go for a meal this month, aren't we? Sorry, this year. Not
This
quite this
month we would
month,
be
this
we
year.
would be doing well, mate. I
Absolutely.
annoying this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Well, it's been great to chat to
Aye.
you, Taylor, and I appreciate all the kind words.
Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers. Bye bye.